The world of Days Gone is certainly unlike any other open world game I've played in a long time. Created by the talented beings over at Ben's studio, the game focuses on a lot of different things and has yet to truly disappoint. The game features a post-apocalyptic theme that implements a new and horrifying spin on infected people called Freakers who are, well, freaky. There are several different Freaker types, and I've only encountered what little fraction of the game throws at its limited defensive players in the start of the game. Not to mention, there's also human enemy AIs which we will encounter that have unique offensive setups to get the jump on Deacon and other individuals who have fighting encounters with Freakers as well. In the game, we play as Deacon St. John, a drifter who rides the broken roads and teams up with someone named Boozer, who has some kind of relationship with Deacon, although I'm not too sure what that relationship is, as I haven't totally dived into the story just yet. But so far, the game is setting up some really interesting character arcs, and I am quite excited to see what the tale unveils for when I complete the game. That's all there is to know about story so far, so let's talk about gameplay, shall we? Days Gone's gameplay has been described as both a hit and a miss by popular reception. However, I must applaud the entire studio for really reshaping player options when fighting the dead and other beings who are out to kill us while we play. From jumping into dumpsters to avoid crowds of freakers, to sneaking behind them and getting the upper hand before they do to you, to setting up small traps and creating distractions to lead enemies right into your trap, the combat and stealth system is one of the better pieced parts of this game, and I'm really happy to say so, as I figured that might have been an element of the game that would suffer the most, when in fact it's one of the elements to the game that would suffer the least. However, I do have some issues. This is merely a critique of the shooting, aiming, and biking systems, which are not perfect by any means, but can and are manageable if you're willing to adapt to the slower and rougher around the edges gameplay. As mentioned, the biking system isn't perfect, but I did notice after returning a loot crate to Coop, the overly patriotic American character who is, well, annoying, I got the opportunity to trade in that loot for better biking parts, which in turn has significantly improved the longevity of the bike and its performance. Essentially, my bike now has decreased motor engine sound and has somehow improved on its feel, allowing me to ride quicker and better when riding on harsher terrain while I ride the trails of the broken roads. While I think the black cuts between cinematic and gameplay annoy the living day out of me, I think this is more of a nitpicking moment than an actual criticism, given that this is Sony Ben's first attempt to a large and pretty open world like Days Gone. Although I do think that the game should release another patch in order to stabilize frame drops, which I've encountered more often than none while driving on my bike, which is an essential element to the game, but also a patch that will allow players to have more flexibility and sensitivity while moving third-person angles and aiming movement, which I think would suit players more finely in their options for settings. Overall, I think Days Gone is quite an interesting surprise that treats its players well in terms of everything from combat to looting to its outstandingly amazing graphics and auditory design. Of course, this is my early critique of Days Gone, a game I've been enjoying enough so far. What are your thoughts of the game though? Do you rate it or hate it? Let me know in the comment sections below, and as always, I have been TheStarkz. Peace.